Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode on the show, Hidden Secrets in Books. And you guys know I only bring wonderful guests to the show. We call them the top 1% of guests to the show. And once again, today we have a very, very special guest. Today's guest is R.L. Malpica. R.L. Malpica, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Okay, so I would like you to introduce yourself to my audience.
For sure, for sure. Well, I'm an author as well as a certified detoxification specialist and natural health and lifestyle coach. I help people transition into a healthier lifestyle by implementing natural foods into their diet and also helping them overcome obstacles to help them get more towards a life in alignment. I've been doing it for, roughly 3 years now. And the basis of my natural health journey has been going on for probably the past 9 years as well.
Okay, thank you so much. So I have some questions here for you,
For sure.
and I would like us to get into them.
Okay.
Okay, so your own health transformation is inspiring. Can you share with us what happened that led you to completely rethink the way we approach health? First of all, I'd like to give my audience a brief background history on why who you are. So, after overcoming his own struggles with IBS, chronic headaches, eczema, and weight gain, R.L. developed his E.A.T philosophy, focusing on energy efficiency, avoiding acid-forming foods, and toxicity elimination. Today, through coaching, retreats, his YouTube channel, and his book, Detox Yourself and the Natural Reset, he helps people rethink health, nutrition, and the modern lifestyle. So, I want you guys to have a little background on why I said his own health transformation is very, very inspiring. So, now we want you to share with us what led you to completely rethink the way we approach health.
Yeah. Thank you for that. There was two things. I mean, the first thing was like, I've always been somebody who questioned everything. We're kind of born into this world and there's already these systems and these ideas put in place, like conventional medicine and the conventional traditional diets of the world. So growing up, as I'm dealing with these issues, my digestive issues, my diagnosed IBS and chronic headaches and eczema and weight gain, right? All these different things are happening to me as I'm, going through adolescence and teenage years and into adulthood. I'm just constantly questioning, okay, well, why is this happening when conventional medicine is not really giving me the reason why, the root issue? It's just telling me what I can do to manage it. And that never sat well with me. Well, that goes into the second part. And that is once we were dealing with the pandemic, and you had governments that were talking about mandating certain practices and you're talking about the livelihood of your family, it made me dig very deep into, how the body actually works. So I started studying some of the natural side of life. I started studying naturopaths like Dr. Morse and reading books by Dr. Douglas Graham and learning from Lauren Ferris and Dr. Yaki and Dr. Sebi and all these different naturalists, natural hygienists and whatnot. And through learning, like going through that process, it clicked for me. It's like, well, conventional medicine and conventional health doesn't tell us the root of the issue. But by studying, going through that path, I started applying those principles to my own life and saw how I can change and ultimately heal myself. That's how I developed my own philosophy. And that's why I'm here today, on this podcast, letting everyone know that I was able to eradicate all of the issues I had simply by making changes to my own lifestyle and health.
Okay, thank you so much. That was a very wonderful answer. So, my next question for you is this. So, what is the E.A.T philosophy, its philosophy, and how can someone begin applying it in every day?
Yeah, for sure. And I'll keep it as simple as possible. So, as I was studying all these different naturopaths and, natural health nutritionists and whatnot, I noticed that everybody had, they had some differing opinions. They weren't all the same, but they had the same concept, but it wasn't all the same. So I kind of absorbed all that and started applying it to my own life and was able to create my own philosophy in the process based on what I got from everybody else. Well, the E.A.T philosophy stands for energy efficiency. That's the E. The A is for avoid acid forming foods, and the T is reduce toxicity. So I'll start with the E, and I'll keep it as basic as simple. We're electrical beings. We need electricity in order for our body to do its natural functions. We're also a self healing organism. So in order for our body to regenerate and to heal, we have to have available energy to do that. And digestion is the biggest energy drain function that our body has. So we want to eat foods that provide us high amounts of electricity and low amounts of digestive burden. All right. And fruits are the number one, like the food that we're designed to eat that give us the most electricity with the least amount of digestive burden. All right. Most of the traditional diet that most people are eating give us low to no amounts of electricity and high amounts of digestive burden. So we don't have the energy for our body to ultimately heal itself. And the acid forming food aspect of it, that's going to be avoiding your meats, your fish, your processed foods, your cooked starches, your dairy, your toxic elements like alcohol and drugs and whatnot. And then reducing toxicity includes the food that's toxic for us, but also stress, toxic relationships, you know, putting yourself in an environment that has toxic air or toxic energy per se. So that ultimately is the E.A.T philosophy.
Okay, thank you so much, R.L. So,
Mhm.
the approach emphasizes fruit-based living. Why do you believe fruit plays such an important role in restoring health?
Well, first and foremost, like if you look at nature, nature tells us that based on our physiology, we are frugivores by nature, right? We align with gorillas, we align with apes, bonobos, basically. And if you look at their diet, they have a frugivore diet. If you look at our physiology, it matches theirs. If you look at our DNA, it's closely matched with them. So nature tells us we're frugivores. And then when you start to look at the biological side of it and how our body's designed to operate, it goes back to the energy efficiency. We need high electricity, low digestive burden. Fruits are the easiest food for us to digest. They're mostly water and they provide high amounts of electricity. All right. So that tells us that's why fruits are so important. The more fruits we eat, the more hydrated we are, which allows our body to eliminate better, eliminate from a digestive standpoint, but also a cellular standpoint, which is extremely important. And it provides us the amount of electricity for our body to ultimately continuously heal itself.
All right. What are some of the biggest myths people believe about nutrition that you are challenging today?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest myth is that the biggest myth is the protein myth that we need endless amounts of protein, but also that people that are plant based don't get enough protein, right? I think that's the biggest myth. And if you truly look at the amount of protein that we truly need to function, it's a very minimal amount. We're talking 10% of the calories that we consume need to be protein. All right. So I think that's the biggest misconception out there. And the reason is that we don't really need protein. We need amino acids because if you break down the protein, it's basically I think it's I think 20 to 22 different amino acids. And that's what we truly need to build a human protein. So if you're, regardless of what you're eating, if you're eating a cow protein, beef or pork or chicken, and you think you're getting all this protein, well, your body has to take that protein, it has to break that down into the available amino acids and then rebuild it into a human protein. That's a lot of processing. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of burden on the body. Well, the plant and fruit kingdom provides you with all the amino acids that you need. So it's actually a more seamless, simplified, and a more efficient way to get your protein.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So your book, Detox Yourself, goes beyond food and talks about detoxing the mind and environment. Why is that just as important as detoxing yourself?
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, it is detoxing yourself, right? It's your mind, body, soul, it's all connected. But before you can truly make changes to your diet or make changes to your lifestyle, you have to be able to detox and eliminate some of these programmed and conditioned thoughts that you've been provided, since you were born. And that's really what the book dives into. It starts with detoxing your mind by breaking your conditioning. And then it moves into, okay, now that I've acknowledged I've been conditioned, I know that a lot of the things I've been told are not true. I can relearn. I can, start from scratch and relearn. So that helps me apply these new lifestyle habits into my life. And that's where you can be more successful. Because if you don't start with the mind, you don't change your perspective, it's going to be very difficult to change a way you've been eating and a way you've been living for, countless decades of your life. Right. So that's why it's so important to detox the mind.
Okay. Thank you. So tell us how stress, media, relationships, and belief systems affect our physical health.
Well, all of those different things affect our health because once again, it's all connected. If you're stressed out, right, that ultimately is putting your body in a certain frequency. And your body physically is going to compensate for that. You're going to tense up a lot more. And when you tense up a lot more, that has ramifications within your body, right? That is going to put you in a fight or flight mode, which is going to cause your adrenal glands, your endocrine system to create additional hormones, and it's going to keep you out of balance, all those different aspects of it. Relationships, if you're in a relationship with somebody that, is not, for the betterment of you, is not making you a better person, is not serving you, then that energy from that relationship is going to change everything that you do. It's going to change the type of person you are. It's going to change the type of partner, boss, employee, friend, father, mother, sister, brother. It's going to change everything. Right. So you have to make sure and ask yourself this conscious question. Is this relationship I'm in, is this choice that I'm making for the betterment of me or the detriment? And if it's for the detriment, then you need to make some changes in order to get you to a better version of yourself. Because being stressed out, being in toxic relationships, at a toxic job, or just, constantly, in stress mode is ultimately going to deter you from becoming the best version of yourself.
All right. Thank you, RL. I know about stress. There was a time I went to have like a passport photograph. And while I was snapping the passport photograph, the photographer kept on repeating, taking it again, taking it again. And she said something. She said that I don't look good on the passport, but I look good. And I told her that why? What is she saying? Then she said that I look stressed. That what is the problem? And I realized that even when I am stressed internally, it appears in my face physically.
Hmm. Yes, for sure.
So I was surprised how someone could see that I was going through something at that moment. just by
Well,
looking
it's
at
not
my
only
pictures.
it's not only your face, it'd be your energy too. Like people recognize energy before they recognize anything else. So while you might have felt like it was just a normal day as far as your appearance goes, like the individuals around you can see the stress, they can feel the stress, and those two things in combination, are sometimes something that we don't see, and only we can only, you know, respond to what people are telling us from the outside because, we think we look in the mirror, we think we see the same person, but your energy and your kind of your frequency tell a different story.
Okay, thank you so much. So, how do you respond to critics who question detoxification or a fruit-based approach?
So I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
How do you respond to critics who question detoxification or a fruit-based approach?
I
Critics.
gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, there's critics for everything, right? I mean, my response would be to how can you argue with nature? How can you argue with something that has been happening for, millions and millions of years? Like we have the answers in front of us. It's out in nature. Nature tells us what we're supposed to do. Look at our physiology. I mean, our eyes, we're attracted to what? We're attracted to color, right? That's what's attractive to us. We're not looking to chase down a wildebeest in the middle in the middle of the desert or whatever the case may be. We don't have that type of instinct, right? We are attracted to color, our taste. We're attracted to sweetness, right? Look at our hands. We're able to grab and climb and things of that nature to reach fruit. you know and then if you look at our digestive tract and the way it's more complicated. That's why we need to eat more water-based foods so we can digest easier, things of that nature. So when you add all those things up, I mean, critics really don't have much of an argument besides studies that are usually supported by corporations that have an active interest in that particular study. So I would just say, how do you go against nature? And I'll just say this as well, that one of the biggest problems when it comes to diet and anything going against a fruit-based diet is the fact that we have constantly tried to outsmart nature. Constantly, whether it be technology or whatever the case may be, we're trying to outsmart what has already been created and cannot be outdone. Like nature will always win. And nature tells us that we as a species thrive on fruits.
Okay, so how do you balance scientific research, personal experience, and spirituality in your approach to wellness?
Science and spirituality. Well, I think science is about application. It's about applying it. You know what I'm saying? Because look, everybody hears thousands of different philosophies and ideas on what's going to make you be a better person or what's going to make you healthier, whether it's the South Beach diet or the carnivore diet or the frugivore diet. There's 1,000 different diets out there, and there's so much research that goes along with each one of those. So how does an individual actually decide what's the best route to go? Well, they apply it. That is the science aspect. I'm not going to just blindly believe studies, from these corporate based scientists and studies, because there's always an agenda. There's always a motive behind it. No, I'm going to apply it in my own life, and I'm going to look at nature with that combination. And spiritually, I'm going to go with my intuition. Those three things combined, are going to help me formulate the best decision, because, your intuition and the spiritual aspect of this, plays a major role. Science is great. Science is great for the idea. To give you the idea, you can apply it, you can have information, and information is ultimately energy. But when it comes to making decisions, you need to follow the spiritual side, your intuition, because you're being guided. And when you're living a holistic lifestyle, those answers that come intuitively are going to be more genuine, right? But when you're not living that type of lifestyle, a lot of your answers, a lot of what you think might be intuition is mostly your ego. So that's where that comes into play. But as far as the balance goes, science is important, the information is important, but the spiritual side, the intuition, is truly what is going to guide you towards the answer that you're looking for.
Please, can you explain what you mean by holistic lifestyle?
Well, I mean, holistic is, I would say would be like living in alignment to who you truly are. Like, we've been disconnected from our true selves, right? We are not living the life that we ultimately want. I'm not speaking to everybody. I'm speaking in generalities here, but to live a holistic lifestyle, a life that's in alignment is a life that is in alignment with your character, with your beliefs, with what you truly ultimately want to become. And you're not allowing anything to dictate that. You're not working at a job that you don't care for. You're not in a relationship that you don't truly want to be in. You're doing everything in a specific way because it is for the betterment of you. And when you do that, including your diet, when you're eating foods that are in alignment with you, when you are living an energetic life that's in alignment with you, a holistic lifestyle, then the answers you receive, the information you receive intuitively is going to be more genuine because you're more in alignment with who you're supposed to be.
Okay, so if someone listening today wanted to become a natural reset, wanted to perform a natural reset, what are the first 3 steps you do recommend? What I mean by natural reset is to become like spiritually inclined, healthy inclined, and wellness inclined.
What are you saying? What's the first thing that I would suggest? Is that what you said?
The first 3 steps. The first 3 steps.
First 3 steps. Okay. Okay. First 3 steps, first and foremost, I would actively say to get out in nature. Like, I think that's a big thing, is that we've just been so closed off from who we truly are. We're supposed to be outside. We're supposed to be in nature. And if you can just spend 30 minutes a day just being mindful outside, that is going to help you on your transition to a healthier lifestyle right from the jump. Number 2, I'd say, is to implement some meditation or some type of mindfulness practice into your daily habits. Because you got to get your mind right. You got to get your mind clear. You got to eliminate a lot of the outside noise that's going on right now. And, to really figure out, who you are, because the world and our environment tries to dictate who we are. But no, who you truly are is within you, and you have to find that yourself. And the third piece of it is what I call a self audit. You need to do a self audit on your entire life, right? What are your goals? Number one, right? Whether that's to lose weight, whether that's to heal some type of disease, whether that's to start a new business, whatever it is. And maybe it's all three. Do a self audit on your life. Okay, let me see. What does my diet look like? What do my relationships look like? Are these foods that I'm eating for the betterment of me or the detriment? And you just make 2 columns, right? These are the things that are, for the betterment of me, and these are the things that are for the detriment. And as you look at that self-audit list, that'll give you an idea. That'll help you acknowledge, wow, man, I got a lot of things I need to fix, because if I want to be a better person, if I want to become the best version of me, this betterment list needs to be extremely long compared to my detriment list. And that right there, those 3 things it's like a kickstart to get you on the path to a healthier life. Once you do that, then we could start getting into, okay, well, let's start making these changes to our diet. Let's start making this changes to our lifestyle and whatnot.
All right. Thank you so much. This has been a very exciting episode. Thank you for sharing your journey and your passion for helping people take ownership of their health. Whether someone agrees with every aspect of your philosophy or is simply looking for healthier habits, the message encourages people to become more intentional about what they consume physically, mentally, and emotionally. So, for those who would like to connect with you, detox yourself, natural reset, and your retreat and your mission, how can they do that?
Yeah, just go to my website, www.theeatcoach.com. You can book a free consultation if you're interested in coaching, which I highly recommend. But also my books, my products, everything is on there. So everything, you can get to my YouTube channel from there, all that. So yeah, just go to my website and that'll get you started.
All right, thank you so much. And on behalf of me and my audience, we wish you continued success with Detox Yourself, natural reset, and your retreats. So, before you also go, I want to know, hi, RL, did I give you the platform to be able to talk about what you want to talk about?
Yes, for sure. Yes, you did. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that I was able to do that. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. So, my audience, I love you all so much and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye, guys. Thank you, RL.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good one.